Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about Lynn Dunn, the GM of the Indiana Fever, and their 3-year plan to get a championship. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. We're going for 4,000. We need your help. And hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next videos. So everybody knows that Lynn Dunn is the GM of the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark plays for, and the coach is Christie Sides. And she has a 3-year plan, and apparently it involves Christie Sides for sure. At least that's the impression we've been getting all year from her. And I think that by her 3-year plan, it indicates that. And I'll read to you what she says. There was an interview the other day. She said, "We had to restart, rebuild, recharge, reboot, whatever word you want to say, the Fever franchise. And I feel like where we are, I anticipated that we would be challenging for a playoff spot year 3. Dunn said, "We feel like we're building a real good core there, even though we're young, that can compete at the highest level. So I like where we are. I would say we're a little bit ahead of schedule. One of the things that really goes into being consistently successful is stability. And I think stability is at the top is key. And I think since Coach White left, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many head coaching changes. And when you have head coaching changes, you have assistant coaching changes. So it's like a roller coaster. So it's hard to grow that stability. I like what Christie has done. I like what she did last year.
No.
I think what you're trying to do is grow stability. You know what to expect. You know what the system is going to be. You know it's not constantly changing. And so we're going to get stable with our players and stable with our growth."
No.
Rob, Christie Sides is not going anywhere.
Did I not tell you this? I told you that. She's not going anywhere.
It's not even a possibility, Rob.
I told you. That's why I was using the she's not going anywhere. She's going to be there.
You read into that, and it's pretty obvious what's going on here. She's all in on Christie Sides. It doesn't matter how bad a coach she is.
Because she's already going to make the playoffs. So right there, that's another year added on. So that's the one. Right. So there's 2 more years for her to succeed. And if they actually get another good player on their team, they have a possibility. With Caitlin Clark, I feel they should be making the playoffs almost every year. That's a given. So
right. Well, let's analyze this, Rob. They won 6 games 2 years ago, and then they drafted Aaliyah Boston, who was not only Rookie of the Year, but she was an all-star. So they went up to 13 wins. So how much credit you give to Coach Sides, or Christie Sides, can't call her coach, people say.
Yeah.
And Aaliyah Boston is, up for debate. But it wasn't all Christie Sides because they added the number 1 draft and the Rookie of the Year. So, of course, they're going to have more wins. But you have to give her credit. They got 7 more wins. Okay. This year, they're going to pass the 13, obviously, unless something drastic happens. But they added like a generational player. So how much credit do you give to Christie Sides, who's actually held her down? And they basically are winning despite Christie Sides, as far as I can tell.
Exactly. They're winning despite her. It's taken her how many games to finally compliment Clark and realize, oh, gee, I should give her the keys to the car and let her drive the Ferrari and let me just sit back and try to enjoy this. But she still isn't. Even after the monthly break, we both thought that, she was going to tweak some things, But it seems like she hasn't.
Well, they're playing better since the break, Rob. So you have to give them credit for that. I mean, look at they're playing well. But raise your hand. I'm left-handed, so raise your left hand if you think the coach on the court is Caitlin Clark, and raise your right hand if you think the coach on the court is Christie Sides. Rob raises left hand. Caitlin Clark is like a coach out there. She has the highest IQ in the league, as far as I can tell, in terms of basketball, in terms of how to play. And that's why she's the best floor general in the league, because her IQ for basketball is so high. And she's the one that, in fact, if it was up to Sides, they would be playing boring dinosaur ball, plodding down there and throwing in the post, which they're not even good at.
Oh, horrible.
The only reason they're playing up tempo is because Caitlin Clark is there, and Caitlin Clark wants to play up tempo. And it took her like 10 games to finally convince her to go all out on this, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows a coach that doesn't know what she's doing, because all you have to do is go watch the Iowa games and see how effective that fast-paced game, which we just did a video on today. And you can go read the quotes about Sue Bird on how she said up tempo and pace is better than physicality. And she
Mark,
made it quite clear why, Rob.
I'm going to use a quote from a famous person. I'm flabbergasted at how these teams, or the NBA, WNBA, the coach, how can you not see this? I mean, as a coach, I'd be drooling like, whoa, I have this player coming in and it's up tempo. Geez, how should I coach this team?
I don't know, Rob. But
I mean, you're not even a coach. You're not even a coach, and you figured it out. You're not even a coach. You haven't coached basketball. You even figured it out.
Oh, all I did was play in an 8th grade church team. That's it. Then I wrestled and played ultimate. But it's so obvious. I mean, Sue Bird even said in 2018 and 20, when they won championships, they did it because they played up tempo. So the league doesn't always have slow pace. It's just generally most of the teams do it. But there is exceptions. And why they couldn't see this should be an exception too, given that Sue Bird set an example for the league, and that Caitlin Clark is even more up tempo than Sue Bird, and I think is a better player than Sue Bird, or will be a better player. I think it's so easy to see, especially when you've got fast players like Kelsey Mitchell, who's, other than maybe Kennedy Carter, is the fastest player in the league.
Right.
Right. And now that Aaliyah Boston's in shape, she's got pretty good speed. And Melissa Smith's a pretty good athlete.
And you got Lexi Hall coming off the bench who can run.
Lexi Hall's fast.
Yeah, she's
quick, fast, So, and Samuelson's not fast, but she's willing to make the cuts. She's had a couple plays where she got passed to right underneath the basket. She ran the length of the court on a turnover or after a missed basket. So they have players that can do that. And why she didn't want to do it, why she went kicking and scratching, to stop, not do it. And to give her credit for them winning when it was not her idea is bizarre to me.
And especially nowadays, these players, you think these players want to just walk the ball down the court? These young players want to go. I mean, if I was playing, I'd like to go too. Let's go. Get the ball, coach. Let's go. Can we go? And so why are you running these drills? So in coaching, you have these drills, 3-on-3 drills where you go pass and go behind drills, full court passing drills. Why do you even have these running drills? You can just just stay on one side of the court and just run these plays. Right. The players wouldn't be tired,
Right. And some people are saying, well, she's not as bad as a coach as people were saying. Yes, she was.
Yes.
She was bad because they blew so many leads and they lost 6 close games. Easily they could have won. She was bad at everything. She was bad at timeouts. She was bad at substitutions. Mm-hmm. She was bad at plays at the end of the game. She was bad at everything. Mm-hmm. And the reason they're winning is not because she has a system in place that she wanted, but because she got overruled. Yeah. So the fact that she was wrong about that shows you she's not a good coach. And to give her credit just because they're winning, I think is generous, because she was as bad a coach. She became a better coach because Caitlin Clark convinced her the way to win is this way, not because she was a good coach.
Yeah, so this 3-year plan that Lynn Dunn has set up, I mean, if she can get a couple of good free agents and get the team playing defense, which is that's their main weakness of this team is defense. They give up too many points. If she can get them to play that, the 3-year plan, I don't know. I mean, it could happen. It should happen, actually.
Right. And I don't have a lot of confidence that Lynn Dunn will do anything to make this team better because she hasn't done anything all year. The only thing she did is waive their best defensive perimeter guard and never give her a chance. I know the coach is one that didn't give her a chance, but I'm sure Lynn Dunn heard conversations about playing time and kept Saxton, who they don't even play. So I don't have a lot of confidence she knows what the heck she's doing. So her 3-year plan or 5-year plan or whatever plan she thinks is going on, I don't have confidence. She's made no moves this year, Rob, to make the team better. She only made one move, and it made the team worse.
Yeah, she passed up on a couple of free agents from the wings, and actually, Well, it's not her fault. I mean, Gabby Williams, who had a great Olympics, she went back to her team that she was with, the Seattle Storm. But I mean, at least make an effort.
Right. So I don't know. So the only player they added, Dantas, I think she was signed before, but she was injured. She's too slow for the type of offense that they want to play. She's got a nice touch and everything, but even that's not a good addition.
No.
And that's when they waived Celeste Taylor, when they brought her along. They brought along a slow player instead of a fast player who could play defense. And they have problems with guards that have exploded on them. Like Jewel Lloyd is shooting poorly this year, but she had like big games that other guards have had like their best. Kelsey Plum had her best game of the year up to that point against them. Why? Because they don't have any really great defenders. So what's interesting is we don't really know what's going to happen during the rest of the season in the playoffs. But let's say they make the playoffs, but get bounced out like 2-0. You know, I'd say I might be looking for another coach. This is a talented team. They shouldn't be bounced out. It's a 3-game series. So just so you know. Mm-hmm. Now, if they win a playoff series, Coach Sides is there next year for sure.
Yeah.
It sounds like she's there for sure, even if they get bounced out in the first round 2-0, to me. That's what bothers me about this, is that there's seems to be no indication that she'll ever get fired. They have to play really poorly for them to get fired, like really poorly. And that's not going to happen with Caitlin Clark at the helm. It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to let that happen.
If you're anti-Christie Sides and you're a Caitlin Clark fan, this tells you exactly what you need to know. You're stuck with Christie Sides and a long time, because I don't think they're ever going to be so bad that she's going to have to fire him.
This is your future. This is your future. Sorry.
I do agree with her in the sense that they are progressing along the way they need to. Last year was better than the year before. This year's better than last year. And if you don't think next year's going to be better than this year, you're crazy. So, I mean, the chances of that are really, really slim, unless they have a ton of injuries or something like that. Or Caitlin Clark gets injured for sure. So, yeah, they could win a championship, with this core, especially with Aaliyah Boston and her and Kelsey Mitchell. That core right there is enough to win a championship. You put the wrong, and with Temi too, the right players. And she's coming to play this Saturday, by the way. So anyways, we're stuck with Christie Sides, and it looks like forever. Hey, Caitlin Clark doesn't have to play for the Indiana Fever her whole career. So
hey, that 2 year, that's right. That 2 year plan might change.
That's something to think about in terms of, whether you keep a coach or not. If Christie Sides and Caitlin Clark never really get along, if Caitlin Clark's happy with her, of course, that's a different story. But if I'm someone like the kind of pull that Caitlin Clark has, she can go play for anyone she wants when her contract runs out. She doesn't have to stay for a lousy coach. And so we'll see what happens. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And we're going to be live on Saturday against the Minnesota Lynx and Rob's favorite coach, the delightful Shara Reeves.
Very delightful, Mark.
8 o'clock on NBA TV. Join us for that. Our normal live show is every Monday from 6 to 8 Eastern time, except for major holidays. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? It's free. No credit card, no credit check. We're going for 4,000. We need your help. And we're going to start to do more football videos now. Okay? Not just Caitlin Clark. And if you want to donate to this channel, you can. Cleveland Browns. Oh, Rob's going to do a preview of the Cleveland Browns next week. All right? So look for that. I'm going to do one on I did one on the Packers. I'm going to do one on the Eagles because I live in Philadelphia. And I'm going to do one on the Buffalo Bills too. If you want to donate to this channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below. And there's also a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.